All right, Blake. If I drafted CMC, Christian McCaffery at the 101 in my redraft home league, and I am 0-2 right now, what should I be looking to do? Should I be looking to trade away Christian McCaffrey, and why should I consider doing that?
Yeah, well, if you're 0-2, you probably don't have Jordan Mason, so that's pretty clear. Or you probably don't have like a J.K. Dobbins, Kamara. So if you're missing one of these kind of league-winning looking guys early, you're 0-2. What you should be doing is you should be absolutely panicking with CMC. And probably a general rule to look at, I guess, to give you perspective is you're 0-2 right now, and you're in a 12-man league. Let's just say, so I mean, the probability that you win is 8%, just in general. If you lose your first two matchups, let's just deduct 1% for each loss, right? You're now 0-2. You have a 6% chance of winning. Well, you already lost the 101, the best player in fantasy. So now you go from 6 to who knows what. I mean, you can cut that in half probably at least. So now you're not going to win the league, okay? So you need to go down swinging. So that's why you got to panic on CMC, and we're going to help you get through it. So, um,
Yeah.
I
Where would
mean,
you be even like if we were doing a draft today? I mean, where would
oh
Christian
my goodness.
McCaffrey even be going right now? Like, where would you draft him?
I mean, a good example is JT last year, who isn't even as good as CMC, but he was going around what the fourth round or later. So I mean, CMC's older, yeah, probably at tops the fourth or fifth round. Yeah, I mean that might even be high, just given the risk. But
Yeah, for sure. So like obviously, like I mean, you're probably targeting a running back if you're looking to deal away CMC. I mean, obviously, like there's no way you're gonna be able to get guys like Bijan,
yeah,
Brees, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, Jameer Gibbs. I mean, you can pretty much throw that out the window. I mean, if that's an option for you, smash accept on that. Take any of those guys over CMC. But more realistically, like what kind of running backs would you be looking to target? What trade offers would you be looking to send out? And
yeah.
what running back do you want?
Well, number one, it's very important. You got to get a guy that's at least somewhat hot right now, or a guy that's really talented and disappointing right now.
Mhm.
So some good ones to we'll kind of go in maybe more chronological order with some more ideal targets to start with.
Mhm.
Your James Cook, who are, again, I don't think you could probably get him straight up. I will say with some of these names, if you can add a slight plus, if you can afford it,
Mhm.
um, whatever it might be. I don't even try to name a player. You can figure it out. But
Yeah, but like in most shallow redraft leagues
yeah,
where like you're only starting like two wide
yeah,
receivers, two flat spots, it usually pays off to
yeah,
trade away a little depth and try to tier up, right?
yeah, exactly. And you're trading away an injured player. So I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, if you can add a little bit on, you try to get Cook, James Cook. He's
Yeah.
hot right now. ETN's off to a slow start. You shouldn't be able to get him if he basically punched one of those touchdowns. If he didn't fumble in that Miami game, you probably don't get a chance at him. Tank
Mhm.
Bigsby's out. And then Kyron, that offensive line's been banged up. They are going to be getting some guys back from suspension and injury soon. And, again, he should be looking up. Team doesn't
Yeah.
really.
So, I mean, would you be comfortable trading for Kyron, even though he's gotten off to a little bit of a slow start and the offensive line has had those struggles? I mean, I'm assuming that wouldn't be your first choice, but like, would you be willing to settle for that?
Yeah, I'd be. Oh yeah, I mean, he's playing. He's gonna get more catches. Like, I mean, they don't even have anyone to throw to. There is some concerns maybe as far as his ceiling. Until Puka
Right.
but I mean, that's why you're able to get him for CMC. CMC's not playing for who
Right. Right.
knows how long. I mean, at least till week 6, right? So, yeah, I mean, you're just trying to stay alive, stay
Yeah.
afloat.
And
So
maybe there's a chance that the Rams have to ride Kyron Williams a little
yeah,
bit since they're, devoid of all these weapons due to injuries to Puka and Cooper Cup.
yeah. Now here's some more ones where again you might be able to get on a plus on top of these, but if you can't, like I'm just doing this if I'm 0-2.
You're doing this straight
Yeah,
up, the guys you're about to mention.
yeah, but you can start your first offer with a plus. Is
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson, who I didn't really like at all. I don't own him anywhere, but he's
Mhm.
smashing right now. He catches the ball. I'm willing to just take the risk if he's as bad as I can get. 1 for 1.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do it. But I would love to get James Conner, and I would love to
Mhm.
get J.K. Dobbins. And yeah, both those guys actually, I don't think they're underproducing, but I think there's certainly more you can see from them. Connor
Yeah.
just set out the fourth quarter. They were up, and they didn't need to wear them down any. And then Dobbins. Gus Edwards is still seeing like 18 touches, but they've been in positive game scripts as far as running the ball.
Mhm.
When they start getting down, Gus Edwards might have like seriously like 30 career catches. It's so low. They're going to be putting Dobbins out there more. So I
Yeah,
think it
so
was
I
kind of
mean,
an unexplored ceiling for both guys.
yeah, it's possible we haven't even seen the best of Dobbins
Yeah.
yet, which is crazy. And yeah, it's insane to think like how quickly
Oh
things
my
have changed. I mean, could you imagine like 2 weeks ago
god.
about trading Christian McCaffery for J.K. Dobbins? Like, I mean,
Oh
it's
my god.
incredible.
Which is why I think you can get a plus. Like the Dobbins
Right.
owner, and here's something to consider with yeah, like J.K. Dobbins is that the owner might just, especially what if you have like Alvin Kamara, he might just think Dobbins is like he can't even start him potentially if he didn't have hasn't suffered an injury yet. So he might be like eager to send away Dobbins plus for CMC to try and he might be 2-0 already. So
I don't know. I mean,
uh
Dobbins has just been so good. I mean,
yeah.
like if I own Dobbins in a redraft and someone comes to me with CMC, I mean, I'm probably telling them to kick rocks. So,
But if
I
you're
mean,
2-0 though, if you're 2-0, you're trying to
yeah.
optimize to win the league. I think any guy that 2-0 with Dobbins would take CMC right now.
I mean, would you? I mean, I want to just want to. I just want to keep winning, basically.
I mean Dobbins himself, yeah, it does have some injury risk anyway. So if I think
Yeah.
CMC is gonna come back, I'll just take CMC. I mean personally, trying to again you have the luxury to if you're 2-0 and you have like a Kamara or someone just smashing right now, right?
Right. I guess the scary thing with CMC is that the injury timeline just keeps getting longer and longer.
Yeah.
It was supposed to just be like he was fine for week 1. Okay, then he's going to miss it. Then he's going to miss week 2. Then he's on IR. It's just like, I mean, where does it end?
Yeah, I mean exactly though, but again, if you have Dobbins and he's like barely, if you have to make a choice between starting him and someone else, it doesn't
Mhm.
hurt to try and get the 101 at this point and then try to maximize for the win. It just depends on where your team is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So again, we know you probably don't have Mason in this situation.
Right.
An interesting thing is if someone really wants CMC again, they're 2-0 or something, and maybe they're in the same situation with Dobbins. Maybe you
Mhm.
can get Mason plus right now, and you can try and
Yeah.
go on a tear, win 4 weeks, and then again, like you just said, CMC might not just be back after the IR. You're right; it could be longer.
Right.
And that's a risk the guy trading for CMC has to be willing to take.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to take on Mason, that's a risk you're willing to have to be willing to have to take is that he might just be unstartable past week 5 or 6. But yeah, if you can get Mason plus, maybe another running back, a receiver, like a Ty Chandler or something.
Something like thrown in just to kind of
Yeah,
sweeten the deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
a Deontay Johnson or something. I just
Yeah.
anything that
Buying
can
low on.
help you out. Yeah, buy low. Certainly an interesting option.
Would you need a plus on top of Jordan Mason? I mean, what if the Jordan Mason owner says, "I'll do it straight up, but I'm not giving
Yeah.
you any plus on top of it"?
Oh my god, it would hurt your like soul just because it's the other Niners running. You probably should have, at least consider taking him, but we can't go back in time.
Mhm.
If you have no other option, if you can't get any of these other guys we're listing off, then
Yeah.
I'm sure you can get Mason for CMC straight up. There's no way you can't.
Okay, so I mean, you would consider it if you had exhausted all
Yeah,
other options, and the owner
yeah.
is holding firm on
You
that.
should be able to get a plus just off like principle.
You should, yeah, in most cases, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Josh Jacobs? I'm not sure if you mentioned him,
We
but
didn't.
is what you would do?
I don't think you can get Josh Jacobs right now off
Okay,
that
so
game.
you're probably
Yeah.
considering him in that like untouchable list that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I don't even think it's worth your time trying to like
Yeah,
get him.
well, you're probably right about that. And then what if you did? What if you do own both Jordan Mason and CMC, but you're still 0-2? What would you do in
Oh,
that situation? Would you still be looking to trade CMC just to get some more points in your lineup? Or would you just try to weather the storm and be happy that you have 49ers running back locked up, even if you're off to a slow start in general?
actually, yeah, that's a great idea. Like, because I didn't even consider that. I mean, you might
Yeah.
actually be able to, if yeah, I mean, if you'll know like as you're watching this and you're the owner,
Mhm.
has your team been extremely disappointing? Have you got injured Puka or something along those lines? If so, sure, sell off CMC again. Try to make playoffs. Like CMC
Yeah.
does nothing for you if you miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if it's just been bad luck, you've been scoring points, but you've been playing the
Right.
highest scoring guys, then I'd be actually somewhat inclined to just stick with both. In that case, where my
Yeah.
team actually is good and I just gotten lucky. But
Right.
again, maybe that's the thing where if you lose that third week, okay, CMC, you're gone, like for sure. I need something now, but yeah.
Yeah, I think if you need the points in that situation, you consider selling off CMC. But if you've just gotten unlucky, I would try to hold on to both those 49ers running backs, and that should serve you pretty well. But let's go a little further down the list here. Get into some kind of grosser names here, and we'll just kind of go one at a time. Aaron Jones, would you be making that swap if you could trade CMC for Aaron Jones?
He got banged up last game. He always gets hurt too, so
Right.
I would try to get a plus on top for sure.
Okay.
And again, I'm always gonna throw Deontay Johnson and like Amari Cooper and stuff in here. That guys have been. Those owners probably want nothing to do with them. And if you need depth, like you're hurt, I'd be willing to like take on two guys like that and just get something on my team.
Okay. So you think like one of those guys like Deontay or Amari Cooper, would that be good enough on top of like Aaron Jones, or would you need something like a little better than that?
I don't know if you can ask it. If you can get better, you can get better. But like, I'd be willing to do it, I guess, is the kind of the important part for guys.
Yeah, realistically, if that's all you could get. Okay. Yeah. How about David Montgomery?
Yeah, honestly, like, David Montgomery could low-key go in the tier where it's like, I don't even know if you can get a plus on that, just simply because he scores a touchdown every week, it seems like.
Right.
But yeah, I would try to get David Montgomery a plus on top of that. Again, anything really that can help your lineup or decent stash.
And would you do Mountie straight up if that's all you get?
If there's no other option, I'd actually probably rather Monty than Mason for this type of deal, because I mean, if you just trade CMC for Mason and you're already hurting, you're cooked, like, unless CMC's out the season, where Monty at least has the upside of a Gibbs injury and you're supposed to play every week, right?
Yeah. How about Najee Harris?
Oh, now we're getting tougher. Yeah, I'd probably need a better plus than like Amari Cooper and stuff on.
Yeah.
But like, that is a good name. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet. He's been getting like a crazy, like 20 touches a game. Mm-hmm. If you believe he can punch one in the end zone, try to get him a plus for CMC.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like a good name. Like, I mean, would it be too greedy to try to get like Zay Flowers and Najee Harris for CMC? That might be a little ambitious.
I don't know. Again, it depends on the format, like how many people in the league. Like, if you're in a bit shallower of a league, like 10 man, you should be able to get that. I would say no doubt.
And yeah, maybe especially if it's more of like a half PPR, maybe that'd be a little more viable. It might be a little tougher in like a full PPR league.
Yeah.
How about Tony Pollard?
Yeah, again, he falls in the plus range. I mean, he's been pretty solid actually through his first 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, again, if you can get a Deontay or something, Amari, guys that can just have been just disappointing, and the Red Rifle's coming in. So I like those guys as just like bottom of the barrel buy lows.
Yeah. Okay, last two here. We're really getting kind of gross here, but Zach Moss. He's been pretty good. I mean, he's been the guy. Like Chase Brown has been getting very few touches each week.
We've been the Zach Moss guys all off season. They've been off to such a slow start. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I need a pretty good plus. I would need like at least a Zay Flowers on top, and like full
like a receiver that you're a little excited about.
Yeah. Again, this is a good thing too. Yeah, if you need a receiver or a flex, and you get like a Zay Flowers type, JSN, someone along those lines where they've only shown it 1 week, or like.
Yeah. I think like in this case, like the receiver might have to be the main piece you're getting back, and then like Zach Moss would be more of a throw in. Yeah. So maybe you can do something like that.
Yeah, in that case, if you can start both those guys, you're getting back in the deal. It probably will benefit you more than CMC.
And then last name here, DAndre Swift, who was off to a very slow start, but he has had 2 tough matchups against the Titans and Texans, who both have pretty good run defenses. So maybe we can forgive him a little bit, but I mean, the Bears' offenses looked like a mess. They got injuries. We're questioning their coaching a bit. Would you even touch that? I mean,
I go to anything else, like literally anything else. I mean, I just have not like. He's gonna be Miles Sanders 2.0. I'm telling you, like it's already. I mean, how did Khalil Herbert get in the end zone on Sunday Night Football? There, like I don't even know why he was in the game, but. And he's getting vultured by Khalil, and freaking Travis Homer's on the field. I don't want anything to do with Swift.
Yeah. And then of course we're avoiding any running back that's injured, like Isaiah Pacheco, Joe Mixon, Rashad White. Even if they're just like banged up, but like they might be okay for like week 3. I'm
Yeah.
probably avoiding them. I mean, if I'm trading away CMC, I don't want another injured running back in return. So I wouldn't even really consider those guys. Yeah, so those are some names to consider, some trades to consider if you are 0-2 and trying to trade away CMC. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Like it, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next one.